I've been thinking about something, and the longer I live my life, the harder I work towards my goals, the more I realize that actually achieving anything is the hardest part. The hard part isn't working towards it. It's easy, especially when you have nothing. But once you feel the tiniest bit of success, it's not just feeling comfortable, it's like feeling like you have something to lose. Feeling like you now have a new standard you have to hold up to. And like not just your desires in your eyes and God's eyes are on you, but the eyes of all your peers who've congratulated you along your journey. And it's like the farther and deeper you go into your success, the more that is expected of you and the harder it is to not get anxious about it. But the thing that a lot of people don't tell you is that anxiety is what causes people to stop, what causes people to slow down, what causes people to fall off. I always thought about like rappers that used to be really good, bro, or musicians that used to be really good, like when they first started, but somewhere along the line they just stopped, it didn't hit no more. Whether it's they stopped experimenting, they stopped sounding like themselves and started switching to a generic sound. And as I live my life and grow up and experience things myself, I think this is because they had something to lose. When they first started, they were nobody. So they didn't care if they experimented and started a new sound or if they were themselves. There was no one looking at them. And on top of that, there was no one expecting nothing from them. But once they get their first hit song, their first good song, it's not just now they have a certain level of success to stand up to, but there's people looking at them and looking at them with an expectation set by that song that blew up. And a lot of people cripple under that pressure. It's impossible to perfectly replicate perfection, but you can't use that as a reason to sit in your anxiety and step back, whether it's you stop making music or you start doing things differently from what you've been doing to get to where you're at. You gotta remember that's the purpose. But that's the hardest part about winning. You're not just winning no more, you're a winner, and it's like the fear of losing that mental status that you work so hard for, or the perception of other people that you work so hard for, it can become crippling. It can make you not want to work on your business or work on a new idea because what if you fail? It causes you to overthink and to backtrack on every decision and every idea when that was what got you to the point where you're at now. And that's the difference between someone who did something cool versus a great, whether it's the greatest at content or movies or science or whatever. It's the fact that once you start winning, you still keep your mind focused. You still stay locked in on your own ideal and vision for yourself. You don't get lost in the sauce of the one success and overcomplicate and overanalyze other people's perception of you. You stay focused on what you're doing. I just had to say that, man, because I personally been struggling with that. And I feel like mentally spinning it all out, getting it all out, it's gonna help me overcome that, because especially at a young age, I've seen a certain amount of success. Definitely more than the average 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old. And I get praise from my family and my peers and the people around me. But I don't know, I began like a very bad sense of the imposter syndrome. Where like I worked for this, I did this, nigga, but like part of me deep down still feels like the same anxious, fat little kid that was scared to do things and talk to people when I was in middle school, bro. But like I gotta get to a point to where mentally, I'm in the same mentally as where I am physically. Cause like physically, I'm popping it. Business is good, school is good. I'm attractive. I'm in good shape. I'm healthy. but mentally I'm still in the past. I have to let my mind catch up. But the whole thing about that past mentality, it makes it hard to continue doing things or taking risks, because I took risks. I went out on a limb on crazy ideas, and that's how I got here. But now that I am here and everyone looks to me for success or to a certain standard, it can become scary to shoot that same shot again. You have to overcome that. Just a thought.